Okay, I'm back with an energy update and I'm still recovering from surgery. So I'm going to show you the cards and not my face, but here we go. So I wanted to do like a good news only spread. I'm tired of hearing about all the catastrophes and scary things that are going to happen. Can you please just tell me what's good? And what's good is that, and I'll explain in the cards in a second, but just so you guys can kind of get a load of the spread here. The good news is that the feminine comes to the surface in a way that is potentially going to completely challenge and change the status quo, like quickly. Like this is not, we're going to sit on our hands and wait around and see what happens energy. It's time to make some radical changes really quickly. And what's really cool about this is with the Eight of Swords, which can reflect, self-doubt, self-imposed limitation. We're through it. We're over it. Like women and femmes are done feeling trapped by their own limited self-narratives, and they're fully stepping into their power. Even though it's exhausting, like even though it's like, okay, I guess, women are going to do it again. Like we're going to take on the brunt of the labor here. And this is very specifically BIPOC women and femmes. I need to emphasize that because my palm colored friends take note of this. It's like, all right, here we go again. We'll pick it, we'll clean it up, we'll do it for y'all. But I think what's going to happen is that energy is going to be galvanized, specifically through the arts. So I am thinking very strongly about the Grammys last night, even though I'm not much of a Grammy stan. I don't usually watch those kinds of shows, but a lot of the performances and a lot of the speeches that were given specifically by women and femmes were very galvanizing and very encouraging. This is also like a spiritual upgrade for the collective in a huge way, like learning how to trust your magic, learning how to trust both the doing part of magic and the more passive kind of imaginal part of magic. Now, the King of Pentacles has been showing up as a certain entity in a certain person that is in a particular seat of power at the moment. And what I think is interesting is that, like, this person's still going to be there for a while, but I think there's going to be some things that end up happening that get us literally out of feeling like, oh my God, there's nothing we can do, and into like, okay, if we don't do it, nobody will. And we're going to take matters literally into our own hands. And it's going to have like a big, broad brushstroke on how many people it impacts and affects. My guess is that there's some other executive order or some crazy piece that gets pushed through that limits healthcare in some way. I think you guys can kind of like get what I mean when I say that. And or there's some other massive craziness that comes from what's going on in the Capitol right now, because I checked the news just briefly this morning, and the stuff I'm reading, I just... So anyway, I'm going to try to do a few more like good news only energy updates, because I think we're all just a little bit up to here with the bad news. There's enough psychics out there doing that right now. So I like this. I think this is cool. The rise of the feminine is here, and the rise of the feminine is going to change the entire world.